Witam serdecznie, Lewicki Marcin, Info Music. Znajdujemy się właśnie na stoisku Orange i porozmawiamy z przedstawicielem tej firmy o jej nowych produktach na rok 2012. Hi. Can you please tell us something about this new beautiful small thing?
This is the Micro Terror. It's got a single tube in the preamp. It's like a simplified mini tiny Terror with a solid state output stage. It does a minimum of 4 ohms on the output. So obviously it makes 20 watts into 4 ohms, but obviously it can run higher impedances as well, making less power, you know. It's a great kind of practice. It sounds a lot better than the Crush in a way that the voicing's quite got a lot of character to it, you know. And it's got single 1x8 cabinets. The power supply comes with a normal kind of ungrounded floating adapter type power supply, but there is an upgrade available and it can run on a laptop power supply, which makes it louder but with better signal to noise, you know, for people who want to record with it or
and what about its sound? Does it really, you know, copy the Orange sound?
Yeah, it's very similar to it's like a simplified Tiny Terror, you know. Yeah, it doesn't have the complexity of the full Tiny Terror, but it's similar. The way it works is similar, you know. It's like the volume.
In terms of tone,
yeah, it's kind of got that classic sort of sound. Yeah. You know, in a small package.
Okay, what about the new Jim Root signature Terror?
Yeah, this is based on the lead channel of his Rock of Herb 100. You know, it's got quite an aggressive bite to it. Really tight bottom end. It's got the same all-tube effects loop, or it's tube buffered, tube returned on the back there. But with the Tiny Terrors, EL84s, and 15 watt, 7 watt switching, all in a Terror package, you know. And the cabinet that comes with this is using our own 12-inch speaker, which has got a unique voicing. It's different to the Celestion. It's similar in some ways, but the way it plays when you're in the output stage, pushing the output stage, it responds very fast. You know?
So it's rather more modern, likely, yeah?
No, not in a modern way. You know, it kind of does both, the best of both worlds. It's a small dust cap speaker with a Kurt Miller style cone.
And it's actually playable in the, you know, real concert situation.
We're using that. Oh yeah. We're using that in this cab in 8 ohm, and we're also using that in a compact 4x12 that we're doing. Same speaker, obviously in a 16 ohm. You know. So obviously Jim Root, I mean, he tried these at NAMM and he was really happy. He didn't want to change anything, so that was great. You know, I was happy about that. So yeah, this will be shipping in about a month. You know. So also the next one we have.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so we've also got the OR15, and that is the same circuit as the Jim Root, but voiced differently. So it's voiced a bit more boutique. The treble covers a finer area. There's a little less mid in it, and the bottom end's slightly creamier. It's just slightly different, you know. And it cleans up. I mean, they both clean up. You know, if you run the output stage loud and bring the gain in. Because the gain is turning up 2 stages simultaneously, or down, you know. So it's 4 stages of gain, the same as that, same effects loop, just voiced more boutique. You know, I did the small 15 watt version this way, so that it would have an appeal to people that don't have the big price range available to them. You know, that they don't have the funds to afford the bigger stuff. You know, but they still want a classic-looking, vintage-style miniature Orange amp. You know.
So what's actually the price range of this unit?
Concept of the OR15. I think it's going to be under 500. I think. You know.
Quite affordable.
I think that's what it's something like that. It's around there. I don't know the price exactly. You'll have to look up on the website. Again, it's going to be shipping in about a month from now, hopefully. You know. So yeah, that's the reason I did it as the OR15, you know, because kids, if they're wanting something to say, oh, I like that, you know, but they want 4 stages of gain available. They want an effects loop, you know, whereas the 50 is a different thing. Okay, we've got the new compact 4x12 cabinet, which again includes the orange speaker, you know, the 12-inch, obviously in 16 ohms for this because there's 4 of them, you know. It has a real unique thing in the top end, but it's still very musical and articulate, you know. But it crunches up like a classic British sounding speaker. But again, the bottom end and remains really tight and fast with the bottom end, you know. So it kind of covers the vintage top end with the bottom end it's quite different to the Celestion, but in some ways similar. But it's not like a copy of the Celestion. It's a different animal. Yeah, it's a different animal, you know. Although we love the Celestions, we use the vintage 30s. We will continue to do so in the British made stuff.
Well, you have your own stuff, so it's very good.
That's it. So, you know, rather than issue a copy of a vintage 30 and say this is a cheaper cabinet, which it is because it's made in China, it's Chinese ply, so it's slightly lighter in weight, which is good for some people, you know. It's going to be cheaper to buy, but it still has, it's a different thing again, you know. It's got something very unique about it. It's not just a copy of a vintage 30, it's a different animal, you know.
And it also, you know,
makes it more interesting.
But the sound of orange remains, yes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely an orange sounding cab, yeah, oh yeah.
Good. Okay, so thank you very much.